Welcome back. Will the second round of stimulus checks be in the mail soon? As the battle continues in Washington, we check in with Craig Bolanos. He's the CEO and founding partner of Wealth Management Group in Inverness and Downers Grove. Good morning to you, Craig.
Good morning. What an important topic. Americans want to know where our money is.
Exactly. And every day there is news about the second round of stimulus checks. Last week, President seemed to squash the idea. Then he reversed course, I think, in the same day. He's now championing the smaller package. Democrats don't like it. Can you help us sort this out? What's going on?
Well, that's a great question. We're getting a lot closer. You're right. Earlier in the week, everyone's hopes were completely dashed when the president backed away from the negotiation table. But what we've seen since then is instead of having this big comprehensive bill, breaking things down into what people can agree on. And the things that are agreed upon is making sure the airlines still function. In addition to that, getting more money in the hands of small business by reopening the Paycheck Protection Program. And then, of course, who doesn't like a little bit of stimulus? We're talking about agreement on $1,200 per family, $500 per dependent. We're just hoping to get through the sticking points here before we get through this election and Halloween comes around.
Do you think that it will be roughly the same amount as it was the first time as far as what is in your mailbox or what's in your bank account?
Well, you know, what you see that is bipartisan, that's agreed upon, is this concept of using the same income guidelines to deliver $1,200 to American families. And what we also see is some agreement that $500 per dependent should actually occur. So you're correct. That's very similar to what everybody saw from the CARES Act in March. Now, what is definitely a sticking point that appears to be different is the enhanced pandemic unemployment assistance that was paying out at $600 a week. There's still a divide there, with one side of the political aisle at $400 a week, another side at $600. But the bottom line is we're getting closer, and I think there really is some hope that there could be some formation of a partial deal voted on prior to the end of this month.
Is it likely that this is actually going to get hammered out? We are 3.5 weeks, I think, away from the election. Is this really going to be hammered out before then?
Well, you know, opinions vary, but one of the opinions we pay the most attention to at the Wealth Management Group is the opinion of Wall Street. And if you take a look at how the markets traded after the president pushed away from the negotiation table, we had a sharp reversal. But in the days that we started coming back to this concept of a, partial bill on these talking points, Wall Street looks to be saying to America, hey, this has a really good chance of happening. So what I tell everybody is look forward to some form of relief coming into your mailbox or direct deposit prior to the end of the year. But I think we can all learn some lessons from, the dynamics that are 2020, because we got to be prepared for the future and take self-responsibility. We can't just rely on the government to help us.
Do you have tips for folks that are maybe banking a little too much on the stimulus check, maybe saving a little bit more? What do you tell people?
Well, listen, the first thing is we can't underappreciate how difficult it is out there. There are so many millions of Americans that are still without their jobs. So in order to keep this economy going, we've got to get some stimulus money. There's no doubt about that. But the first thing we talk about, again, is expecting the unexpected.
Right.
And if you're in a position where you still have work, you still have income, I want everybody to commit right now to making sure that they commit to have that emergency fund. Okay. Minimum of 3 months if you're a W-2 worker, minimum of 6 months if you're an independent contractor.
Great advice.
Working in this gig economy.
Okay. Well, for more on what Craig does, head to investwithwmg.com. Thanks so much for being with us and talking about us with this important topic, Craig. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And coming up, looking to add a live